This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, mandates are coming off at the University of Otago with a return to in-person lectures. Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt calls time on leading the town as he's not seeking re-election. And a new campaign has been launched to make younger people aware of what some people sacrificed during wartime. Good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The move to the orange traffic light setting has prompted Otago University to announce a return to in-person teaching for most people next month. The university will lift its requirement for vaccine mandates for the majority of staff and students on May the 2nd. The announcement will also allow Otago's May graduation ceremonies to go ahead in person. The changes around teaching and vaccine mandate requirements are set to happen after the mid-semester break. Teaching has mostly been online over the first semester so far, with the vaccine mandate requirement in place for staff, students and visitors since early January. A new weather station in central Otago will help determine whether the proposed international airport at Terrace will fly. Christchurch International Airport has started building a new automatic weather station at the controversial airport site. Once operational, the weather station will measure factors including wind speed, temperature, rainfall and cloud cover. Niwa already has an automatic weather station at Hawea and two in Wanaka. A decision on whether to proceed with a new airport in the farming settlement of Terrace isn't expected until the end of next year. Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt has declared he won't be standing again at this year's local government elections in October. The 70-year-old has served the Queenstown Lakes district since 2016, but after 2 terms, he says it's time to pass on the mayoral chains.
Jim Bolt has led the Queenstown Lakes district for the last 5.5 years, through some of its toughest times with the loss of tourists and businesses. This afternoon, he announced he wouldn't be standing again for the position of mayor at this year's local body elections in October. He says it was a decision that wasn't made lightly, but Bolt believes the time is right for his time as mayor to come to an end.
My family and I have been talking about it since Christmas, New Year. Gone either way on it over that period. But I am of the view that good leaders recognise when it's time for them to go, and it's time for me to go.
Bolt says he's honoured to have served the Queenstown Lakes district as mayor and is proud and humbled by what his council has achieved. He admits it's been a particularly rough last 2 years, but a marvellous 2 terms. He can look back on many high points, including how the region grappled with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Last night, and I got up to something like 30 high points. So I'm not going to list all those off, but in particular, I'm very proud of the way council and the district handled the fallout immediately after COVID-19.
Bolt will continue working hard for the region until he hands over the mayoral chains, following elections in October. Going forward, he plans to increase his presence and involvement with various not-for-profit groups, including his work as life member of the Child Cancer Foundation. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Pupils at West Gore School had a high-flying end to their academic term yesterday with a special visitor. Freestyle mountain bike rider Levi Goodall dropped into the school to help end their first term of 2022 in flying style. West Gore School teacher Sue Short says it's been a tough start to the year with COVID restrictions in place for the safety of pupils and staff. The action visit impressing and surprising the young children.
And we got to see some cool moves that he could do on his bike.
And it's so cool how he got to stand underneath it. We all thought we were going to die. We were absolutely freaked out.
It was really fun standing under there, and we got to see what tricks he done.
So the teachers thought that it was a really hard term, so they gave us a treat, and it was really cool to see him do all this trick.
Sue Short says Goodall's performance was a bit of a reward to the pupils for persevering this year and a nice way to end the term. When he came back down to earth, Goodall said hearing the children cheer as he tackled the tricks made him feel almost invincible. A new campaign has been launched to make people more aware of the country's younger war veterans. It's estimated there are about 50,000 New Zealand veterans of wars after World War II. The annual Poppy Appeal raises funds which help them cope with injuries and trauma of war.
Lox Kellis is one of 5 war veterans sharing their stories in a new nationwide campaign launched in Dunedin. The Returned and Services Association is hoping the campaign will change and redefine the perception of war veterans as just being from an earlier era.
I think people just need to become aware that there is a younger veteran cohort out there. You know, people still think of the World War I, World War II cohorts, which were the main membership and bulk of the RSA. They've moved on now.
While Kellis admits he's not the youngest of veterans himself, he says there are now almost 50,000 New Zealand men and women who have served overseas since World War II. They've spanned diverse theatres of war, including Korea, Vietnam, Bosnia, East Timor, Iraq and Afghanistan.
For example, I served in Vietnam one theatre, but I know some young veterans that have served in 4 different theatres, four different environments, and presenting with 4 different ranges of needs or disabilities that they've inherited from that exposure in those theatres.
The annual RSA Poppy Appeal has traditionally relied on street donations, but as people carry less cash these days, this year's campaign will have a heavy digital presence as well. Kellis says the donations are very important in helping the country's young war veterans, with 45% of the support that was provided by the RSA over the last year going to those under 60.
We need to be aware of what the welfare needs of the veterans are, because in many instances assistance is not available to those veterans, and that's where we fill the gap.
Kellis will be one of 5 veterans appearing in television advertisements and posters around town, with the new campaign tying in with the 100th anniversary of the annual Poppy Appeal. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whaiakane, still to come on the South Today. Canterbury salmon stocks are replenished in time for the school holidays, with an eye on the kids, and some Easter bunnies have been hopping around Queenstown.
Hi there, guess who? Do you recognise the eyes? Oh, okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Campbell's Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for the great summer.
Campbell's Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
Every day the team at Gillian's supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
It's Easter, and my mate John's having a sale. Easter Bunny Bargains! The name sucks, but John sure knows how to run a sale. He's taken 30% off absolutely everything. Dunedin's biggest range of rock-bottom warehouse price furniture and beds just got a whole lot cheaper. Easter Bunny Bargains! This long weekend at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street. And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
We're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including indoor walks.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Spark your joy with Jazz, the next generation from Honda.
Tanakwe, welcome back. If you're looking for an outdoor activity for your kids these school holidays, fishing could be an option. North Canterbury Fish and Game has just released a few hundred catchable salmon into special fishing lakes near Christchurch, which are reserved for junior anglers.
Restocking the waters for that fishy tail. North Canterbury Fish and Game has just released catchable sized king salmon into the 3 junior only fishing lakes at the groins beside the Clearwater Golf Course. They chose to release the young king or chinook salmon there to help young fishing licence holders hone their skills over the school holidays.
So today we are putting in 250 salmon. They're kindly donated by Mount Cook Alpine Salmon, and they're all about this big, about 2 to 4 pounds, so perfect size for the table.
There's not many spots like the designated fishing lakes at the groins, where young anglers can develop and improve their skills before tackling the wide open rivers or lakes.
The groins here are a really important junior fishery, so these lakes are for kids only, so we have the children and junior licence holders only allowed to fish here.
North Canterbury Fish and Game believe the area is an important stepping stone for young children, allowing them to try fishing with a better chance of success, especially after a fresh release of salmon. In Christchurch, the South today.
Hundreds of people took the opportunity to check out part of the large diversion race near Ashburton, which is set to be filled with water next month. A major point of interest was a multi-million-dollar fish gate designed to help keep native fish, as well as trout and salmon, in the river and out of the water race.
Seeing things from a fisher's viewpoint. More than 500 people took a chance to walk a section of the Rangitata to Rakaia diversion race over the weekend, checking out a newly constructed fish screen system before it gets filled with water. Rangitata Diversion Race CEO Tony McCormick says the screen is designed to help keep fish stay in the river where they belong and out of the man-made water race.
In about 3 weeks' time, right where I'm standing, I'll be underwater. So this is a fantastically unique opportunity to pretend you're a fish and get right amongst the fish screen here and prove to me that there's no way you can get from one side to the other.
The water race provides valuable water for over 100,000 hectares of farmland around Ashburton, along with 2 hydroelectric power schemes.
365 days we run as much as we can and provide water either to irrigation, generation and stock water.
The scheme was originally developed by the government in the 1940s, but is now owned by a conglomerate of owners including Trustpower, the Ashburton District Council and various irrigation companies. Adding the new fish gate has cost them more than $17 million. But McCormick says it's worth it because it will help preserve both native and introduced fish living in the river catchment.
Where I'm standing will be the RDR, the canal with the fish that have been diverted into the river. They'll come into the facility behind me and the water percolates through those screens with no fish. We've got 2mm gaps throughout the facility so that it's just too small for any fish to get through. They carry on and return back to the river.
The screen is designed to divert fish swimming near the surface as well as eels that swim along the bottom of the canal. It's set to go in operation next month. In Ashburton, the South today.
A group of determined Easter bunnies have been sharing some joy with Queenstown's elderly community this week. The teams were travelling around, hand-delivering customised Easter picnic hampers with a bubbly, musical message.
Hopping with joy. This group of volunteers has spent the last few days preparing some special Easter hampers, with the aim of spreading some glee among Queenstown's older population. Head bunny Lisa Gere organised the Easter Picnic at Home project. She says many elderly have had it tough during COVID, and the group wanted to make sure they feel connected and loved.
One of our plans was to run some events for older people, because we know that they've been struggling, been isolated at home by themselves, not seeing friends and family, and financially it's been quite difficult.
With bubbles in the air and a singing delivery crew, the Positive Posse visited a number of rest homes and lifestyle villages, handing out hampers to the grateful recipients. Gere says the project was enjoyable for both sides and is hoping to spread joy again in the future.
It's the kind of thing that I like doing, and we've all got together and tried to do it for the community, so I think if it works well we might be able to do it again next year. It'll be great if we could.
The Easter picnic crew partnered with Queenstown Lakes District Council Summer Days coordinator Mary Way for the campaign, receiving 120 nominations for the Easter hampers. The hampers included handmade placemats, Easter chocolates and vouchers for leisure activities at the Queenstown Event Centre. The Easter bunnies will continue to deliver hampers over the next few days. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Mo Rako, or the art of Māori weaponry, came to Cromwell recently in the form of a community workshop. The event was organised through the School of Māori Weaponry with the aim of introducing people to the sport.
Getting in touch with their roots via the art of Māori weaponry. This workshop was run recently by Te Whare Tū Taua o Tohuna, the Central Otago branch of the International School of Māori Weaponry. The wānanga, or workshop, was designed to train up local rangatahi in the traditional Māori martial art.
To give people an idea of what it is, to explain parts of it, and if possible to encourage people to come and join our regular group that practices weekly.
Students at the workshop were introduced to some of the basics of the art of Maurako, including fundamental stances and commands. Facilitator Corey Ratahi says while on the face of it Maurako does appear to be like weapons-based fighting, he says it's deeper than that.
It encompasses other areas of Te Ao Māori, or the Māori world. You get to learn how Atua Māori, or the gods in the Māori world, underpin everything we do. We include lots of language elements to what we do, and we're including lots of tikanga.
The workshops welcomed a range of people, regardless of age, race or gender. Maurako trainer Ned Wepia says taking part in wānanga like this helps strengthen an understanding of tikanga Māori, or the way things are done in the Māori world.
So we use Maurako as a vehicle, as just one vehicle for Te Reo Māori. Not only that, to establish our rangatahi, our children, give them a place to stand, and also hopefully they keep fit.
For many whānau, the day was a chance to engage and to learn about their culture, or to gain a deeper understanding of aspects of Māori practices. In Cromwell, the South Today.
E whai Iākene. After the break on the South Today, mountain bikers gear up for a new park in South Otago, and we'll take a look at the weather ahead of the long weekend.
Drop when you Te
Livingwell Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Easter Bunny Bargains! The name sucks, but John sure knows how to run a sale. He's taken 30% off absolutely everything.
And my mate John.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A new mountain bike park is taking shape near Balclutha. Inspired by the dream of two school-aged riders, the project has seen the community donating time and machinery to help build the tracks.
A new downhill mountain biking track within easy distance of Balclutha. This track along the highway to Kaitangata was the brainchild of two young riders, Connor Bond and Jack Buckingham. The ambitious pair made a submission to the Clutha District Council late last year about their dream of creating a new mountain bike park for the community.
So one of the people at council knew about this land and they asked us if it was good, and yeah, we agreed, so then yeah.
They say the 5-hectare site is ideal for a mountain bike course with tracks giving riders up to 45 metres of descent. Chris Till from the South Otago Mountain Bike Club has helped get the project off the ground and is looking forward to see the weed-infested land become a beautiful park with native trees.
In collaboration with the local community, particularly with some of the kindergarten schools who will be coming here, planting at the age of 5 or 6, they'll then see those trees grow. It will become like a park to them, and then hopefully over time that'll kindle an interest in mountain biking.
The site is owned by the local council, and Community Development Advisor Jean Proctor says a number of businesses have been very generous in supporting the development.
It's the most perfect, absolute perfect thing to be happening in the community of Balclutha, and people are just clamouring to come on board and support it.
Regular Thursday dig nights have been attracting about 20 hardy volunteers, all swinging shovels. And Connor and Jack are very grateful to all the workers, businesses and organisations that have helped their mountain bike dream become a reality.
Yeah, I would like also thanks council and everyone who's helped on the dig nights. It's been amazing and we really appreciate it.
Up to 5 downhill tracks are planned for the site, ranging from novice to experienced riders, along with a special jumps track for advanced riders who want to attain big air. In Balclutha, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Mandates are coming off at the University of Otago with a return to in-person lectures and May's graduation set to take place. Queenstown Mayor Jim Bolt calls time on leading the town as he's not seeking re-election to the mayoralty. And a new campaign has been launched to make younger people aware of what some people sacrifice during wartime and global conflicts. And time now for a look at the weather for Easter weekend.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, Changeable weather this long weekend with a fine and mild start tomorrow, some showers and colder winds on Saturday, and then mostly fine, cool weather for Sunday and Monday. Heading to the top of the South Island, fine and cloudy throughout the long weekend with just a spot of rain everywhere on Saturday. 19 tomorrow for Nelson, Greymouth 18 and 17 over in Christchurch. To our southern towns now, looking autumnal in the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore with freshening winds and increasing cloud. The Catlins heads for 17 while the other three do one better on 18. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes area, moderate nor'westerlies with some high cloud through here. Alexandra will be the warmest at 21. Queenstown and Wanaka a couple of degrees cooler on 19, while Te Anau trails on 16 degrees. Looking at the northern towns next, Timaru heads for 19 tomorrow with light easterlies, while Oamaru gets moderate nor'easterlies and 18 degrees. Inland, Twizel and Amarama will feel the nor'westerlies, reaching a fine 20 degrees. Heading down to Dunedin now, fine and cold tonight, it will drop to 5 degrees. Mostly fine tomorrow with a bit of cloud, reaching 18 and then down to 8 degrees. A southerly change is coming on Saturday afternoon, still warm with 19 and a low of 7. Then Easter Sunday and Monday will be fine and sunny, just a touch cooler with nor'easterlies. And in Invercargill, fine tonight with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Good Friday tomorrow will be fine with 16 and down to 10. Spots of rain on Saturday with strong to near gale nor'westerlies before a southwest change, getting 15 as a high, dropping to 6 degrees, and then fine for the rest of the long weekend. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Have a happy and safe Easter weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday, the 19th of April. Nō reira, kia pai te po, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.